Alright, my friends, welcome to the channel. If you're new, thanks for being here. If you're an old hand, thanks for being here. If you haven't subscribed, it would be an honor if you did. Today's trip started cloudy, rainy, and normally those conditions are very good for fishing. Unfortunately, this wasn't the case for me. My bites were far and few between this morning, and then the sun came out. And a lot of times when we have a weather change, the fish move around, they act differently, they do different things, and that's what I was hoping, that something was going to change. And so when that sun came out, I got to thinking I need to go find some shade, maybe some laydowns, some shady banks. If you are on a lake with a boat docks are an excellent place to start when the sun comes out. Our lake has no boat docks, so we don't have to worry about that. But you'll see I started working the shade right here, and I've cut out a lot of this trip because it was basically lessons in casting. But I'm working the shade, and this is going to pay off a lot better than I actually thought, because it had been really a slow day, a terrible slow day, and just a bite maybe an hour, every hour or so. And I got on this bank. The water's got good color to it. We've had a lot of rain, but that sun made a definite shade edge, and you can see you have to look up under these bushes to find the shade, but it's there. And that's where I started working, and it took about 5 or 10 minutes working this type of cover, and I got bit. And I thought, man, why didn't I put this in play earlier? But the weather didn't really open up until later on in my trip. And you see this next bank, well, this is actually the same bank, different angle, a more pronounced shade edge, so I have a bigger area to throw into, which allows those fish to come out further from the cover, move around, feed on prey, without being in such a tight spot. And this would prove to be an okay place too. Everywhere the shade was at that had some brush, some wood, some cover to go along with it, seemed to really to get me some more bites. Bam, there's another one coming straight out of the shade. Now these are not all monsters, but when you're getting no bites during the day, you'll take a bite and putting a fish in the boat other than floating along and being bored. And wow, this bank turned my whole day around, because the bites became a little more predictable, and it just got to be a lot of fun. Anytime you start calling your shots, throwing where you think they should be, and that's where they are, you really feel like you're being productive, and that's what was happening right here. Alright, I just released that fish. I haven't moved yet. I've untangled a line at the end of my rod and messed around a little bit, and there's my next cast. I think that fish has probably already got that bait in his mouth. Bam, right there in the shade, didn't have to go far, and put another one in the boat. That's when it starts to click that we made a good decision this time. And yes, we're still on the same bank. You see I haven't gone very far. I'm just working this bank and fishing these shade patches as they come to me. And this turned out to be just such a great fun while it lasted. As long as that sun's up like that and beaming, these fish are staying tight to the shade, tight to cover. If you come across brush or weeds in the shade, that just makes it even better. But this shade is sucking them in closer to the bank right here, and uh, I'm just taking advantage of it as I come to it. Alright, I worked my way to the end of that bank, and I turned around and made my way back down and came back down and actually fished it again. But if you'll notice the sky is closing in once again. We've got more rain coming in, and although I've still got a little sun showing on my back there, it's not going to last very long because the clouds move back in. Even got a few sprinkles of rain, but that's when that sunshine went away. Once again, my fish started scattering out. So my shade line went away. So that was a pattern that only lasted, for me, as long as the sun was beaming up above. And once that goes away, you have to figure out, hey man, where'd they go now? What'd they do? And that's when you go from fishing tight, exact spots to, hey, these fish may be roaming again. Crankbait, spinnerbait, maybe a speed worm, something faster that you can cover a little more water and maybe not fishing such exact spots or locations, but maybe covering whole flats at a time. But the weather dictates these fish's patterns, their movements, the prey, the whole 9 yards. Like I said, I went back up this bank. I fished all the way back down it. As soon as it clouded up, the bites went away. I got not another single bite on this bank, and it was on fire, 20 minutes before. So let the weather dictate how you fish. Keep in mind that the fish, that's their environment. They live in it. They use this bright light in the dark spaces to their advantage, and it's a disadvantage to prey when a bass can hide in a shady spot and lurch out and eat them, but that's what they do. Keep that in mind on your next trip, and hopefully it'll put some fish in the boat for you. You guys stay safe on the water. I will catch you next week. I am out of here.